What about now? What about now? Any better? Any better? I know it takes a minute for the chat to update. Let me know if the audio is working now. There we go. Okay. Getting a lot of now it's working. So, hey everybody, and welcome to the live stream now that you all can hear me. Figured I'd throw this out. Put out the video the other day. I got a lot of positive comments about the about my breakdown for the way I think the season could go. Now we're too loud. We working now? Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to pretend that you all can hear me, and hopefully you can or can't. Turn the gain down a little bit. I don't know why it's not working. Okay. Hopefully it's working now. So, guys, yeah, so I figured it would be a good time to get together. A lot of people were engaging and wanting to talk about that, so I figured this would be a good time while the mood is hot to talk a little bit about that and what your thoughts and feelings on it were. When I made that video, my purpose was not to like put together how I think they're going to adapt it. My purpose was really to put together basically a framework to say whether or not this would be possible. Like, because I was seriously kind of a little bit as I was hearing, because I had always thought that those episode titles were more red herring. And it was becoming increasingly obvious that they probably aren't red herring, and that these are that it's pretty accurate, that we may see Eye of the World in 4 episodes. And so I was just thinking in my head, like, the appeal of the Wheel of Time to me is the world building. I love it. I love how long it takes to get going. I know a lot of people hate the descriptive talk. I love the descriptive talk. I feel like it helps visualize the world quite a bit. So when I hear that they're going to be taking out what I view as a lot of character development or taking out the time to do that, I don't want to say I was freaking out, but I was not happy about it. I wasn't real excited. And so, the long and short of it was I wanted to see if it was possible. And so I did. I just watched, I went back and watched Game of Thrones. And not because Game of Thrones is the only adaptation out there, but I think it was done fairly well, at least at the beginning. And I wanted to see how much they covered. And so that's kind of what the genesis of that was. And here's what I realized. So much more can be communicated in such a short period of time on a visual. I feel like a lot of it, like, honestly, I was pretty generous with some of the times. I actually feel like some of that stuff could have been done quicker than I was even giving them time for. Yeah, that's kind of where I sit with it. And so I'm hoping you guys saw that and were like, well, that gives me hope. Not necessarily the best adaptation. If my adaptation was good, maybe they should have hired me. I don't know. But any case, I wanted to kind of throw that out there. By the way, if you are watching the live stream, welcome. If you all don't mind hitting the like button, it really helps YouTube promote this. On live streams, it's specifically weird the way the algorithm works. And so if you all, like, right now hit and smash the like button, it really helps the video out. So I appreciate all that. So, any case, I want to open it up to hear your thoughts on, first of all, adapting Eye of the World into 4 episodes. If you think that's actually what's going to happen, if you do think it's going to be kind of a mix, how are they going to mix it? Like, what is how do you think that'll be done? Do you think we'll get all the way through Falma by the end of the first season? These are all things that I would love to kind of open up and hear from you on, and kind of dive in and have a little bit more of a conversation about it. Because these are, guys, I saw somebody make a comment about this earlier, but guys, there's some big news coming. I'll just say that. I think we're gonna see a trailer, like a teaser, and I think it could be anytime within the next week. Wink, wink. I don't know that for sure, so I don't have insider knowledge. To be very clear, nobody called me and said, "Hey, we're going to drop a teaser trailer." If I'm looking in, I'm reading the teams. Here's what I think is going to happen, guys. I think we're going to see something during the Super Bowl, and I know that sounds nuts for a lot of you, like Eye of the World and during Super Bowl. Yeah, I do. I think Amazon has a history of higher profile shows getting screen time during the Super Bowl. They'll advertise the shows. So last year they did Jack Ryan, which is actually a really good show. They dropped that, and it took them about, I want to say it was about 8 months after that they actually released Jack Ryan. So I think it's very possible that we will see a Super Bowl trailer. And the reason I also say that is because Sarah and some of the other Wheel of Time related folks have seen what they call the sizzle reel. Sizzle reel is another word for teaser trailer. Okay, so it's clear that one exists, and so the timing of that makes me feel like, okay, if they've got a sizzle reel and we're a couple days away from the Super Bowl, right? Very possible that we're going to see a Super Bowl trailer or a Super Bowl teaser trailer. I don't think we're going to see anything significant. Usually a teaser trailer is nothing more than it could even be just be a logo with sound. Like it may not be anything significant. Don't expect to see Rand change. So I'm kind of excited for that. Now, will I be totally devastated if we don't see it? No, I won't be. I am not downloading anything right now. So I don't know. Is anybody else having a lot of trouble seeing me? Hope not. But yeah, so I think that's coming. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I think that it's very possibly, I think it's very possible that we're going to see a trailer here soon. So any case, what are your thoughts on the show, on a teaser trailer, on adapting it? Do you think it can be done in 4 episodes? Do you think I'm full of crap and I left a whole bunch of stuff out? As long as you're respectful, I don't care if you're critical. The whole point of it was to hear me. I don't know why it's doing that. I can't tell you. I don't know, guys. I don't know why it would be going slow. I'm gonna try to close some other things. I don't know of any why it would be slow right now. Internet is looking good at the moment. So yeah. Okay, so let's dive into some comments here. And guys, I am so sorry if I miss your comments. They come really fast, and I'm absolutely horrible at reading them. So I apologize already. The ones that get highlighted, I tend to like jump at. I'm sorry, but my fingers crossed for the first real trailer dropping JordanCon. I think we'll see trailers or some type of teaser trailers way before. I don't think Amazon doesn't have a connection with JordanCon, so I don't see any real tie to that. I don't think they'll be considering dropping anything at JordanCon or not. See, a couple of you, your analysis actually makes me feel better because I'm like you. I love the world. Yeah, that's my big thing is I don't want them to lose. The very first episode of Game of Thrones, they built the character moments up around like we're thinking that Bran's gonna be a main character. And then Bran gets pushed out a window at the end of the show, at the first show. Like that moment where he got pushed out the window would not have mattered had they not established him as a character, had moments of him going. Guys, I don't know what is going on. For those of you who think that it's being choppy and laggy, I have no idea. I could close this down and start again, but I don't know if that would do any good. So I think we are basically just stuck. I'm sorry. I hope it doesn't. I hope it's not too bad. If it's like awful, send me a message and I can maybe close the stream down and restart it or something. I have no idea why it's being slow. Otherwise, I'll keep going. But in any case, so yeah, I want to hear some of your comments. I think fans, MK says, I think fans just need to trust that Rafe knows what he's doing. Yeah, I think that's the hard part, honestly, is that if Rafe were somebody that was maybe a little bit more established, I think people would feel a little better. But I think Rafe is doing all the right things. Guys, the acting hires for Americans, I think this is the struggle. Americans are not hyped up about the casting because there are no super famous American actors or actresses that have been cast. So there's no big names in an American audience. That being said, the names that they're getting from the European crowd and are big. These are not small, like they're big names and they're not bad actors. These are good actors and actresses. So I'm pretty darn excited about some of the people they've cast. These people don't suck. You know, Rosamund Pike is English, Longshanks. She's not American. I think people know of her. She's obviously the best known, but they didn't hire. Well, in reality, guys, Game of Thrones didn't either. Sean Bean, everybody talks about how big of a deal Sean Bean is. Sean Bean was not a huge deal other than having played Boromir at that point in his career. I mean, he's not a small name, but he wasn't an Oscar winner. And he was the biggest name attached to Game of Thrones at the time. So people that are picking on the casting and saying, oh, it's a bunch of no names. Well, that's not true necessarily. Not at all true. And, you know, Peter Dinklage was a well-known voice actor. I think most people, when Peter Dinklage was cast for Game of Thrones, most people knew of his role in Elf. That's really, and people didn't even know that was Peter Dinklage, to be frank. So I think these people are awesome. But I get all kinds of people saying that they think that they're just not, they're not big names or anything like that, and they're worried about the casting is going to be terrible. And I hear people saying this is going to be Sword of Truth or Shannara all over again, and I think that's nuts. This is nothing like that. Frankly, nothing. So I'm pretty pumped about the casting, and I'm not trying to be a fanboy. I would be very critical of it if I thought they sucked. There are a few that I don't feel like we have a lot of. There's a few of them that I don't think we have a lot to go off of. But in regards to any of them just standing out as being terrible, no, not really. Yeah, I see another turning saying Daniel Henney is relatively big in Korea. He is. I mean, at least raised American. But I love the casting so far. I feel like they've gone after quality. I don't know. He looks like Rand to me. Shank's telling me to reboot and start over. Is he the only one that thinks this is that bad, or should I just keep going? Should he reboot? I don't know what is going on. I hope this gets better because I just switched to different Wi-Fi. Hopefully this will make it better. I know I'll cut out for a minute and you guys won't be able to hear me. Test. Okay. So hopefully you guys can hear me again. I'm hoping that this is working. I don't see the chat working, so uh-oh.